thanks for all the interest and people taking part. A couple of people had to drop out, and then I'm waiting on people to get in contact with me through my email. I'll put the email down, or I'll put it down again. If you're in the smash off, send me a short message so I've got your email, because I will be emailing my address privately. And if you don't email me, you're not going to get me address. So you got to get entered, and it's a shame because there was a lot of interest. A lot of people said they want to do it. I had a couple of people drop out for personal reasons, so that's fair enough. But if you don't email me with your email address, you're not going to get my home address, which means you won't know where to post your beers, and they won't get entered. On the postage, if you cannot post before the 14th, Friday the 14th is the first day you can post, unless you're Tony Yates, who's right out in Norway, and one other person I think contacted me and said they're going to be away, they're going to post it slightly early, and that's all arranged. I'm taking the week off work the week after, so if you post it on a Friday or Saturday, it's going to get to me Monday, Tuesday, I'll be at home. So don't post it out until the Friday at least, because I'm not going to be there. Yeah, so don't post your videos, don't post your beers out until the Friday the 14th, okay? You've got several options. You've got, if you're in the UK, you've got Hermes, Collect Plus, or UPS. UPS you can drop off at, all three of them, drop off at a shop, a local shop there is. You can drop your beers there in the evening, knowing that it's going to be done the next day. So you just pay for it online. That's fine. Because I'm going to take the week off the following week, so when all the beers arrive on the Friday, if they're not there by Friday evening, I'll wait till Saturday evening, but I've got to box up and prepare all the beers and get them out, and I've got to drop them all off, and you try dropping 11 cases of beer, there's 22 off. It's a lot of work. No sponsorship at all, so when you send your beers in, if you don't mind, put an envelope in with your recipe, throw a fiver in to help towards the costs. Got the boxes, that's not a problem, it's just the postage that I've got to send out to the people that review it. So that would be helpful, it's quite a lot. If you are going to drop out, let me know, because obviously the weight comes down, I can then rebook all the beers, do the weights of the beers that are going out. For those that are judging, or reviewing, should I say, judging, can you definitely get in contact with me with your emails, because otherwise I won't know where to send the beers, and I'll be left holding quite a lot of beers if I don't get them. So like I said, if you're in the competition, in the smash off, email's there, get in touch. Just drop me a line so I've got your email, and then we'll do that, because I'm not going to post my address over YouTube. So what is the idea behind the smash off? Smash brewing. It's a great way to improve your techniques. Apart from just making a smash beer. If you're using a single malt, you can make a dark beer with a single malt, like No3. You pre-caramelise a certain part of your malt. So making smash beers improves your kettle skills, because you might say, oh, I'm going to go for a certain darkness and certain sweetness, caramelise the malt, it becomes unfermentable, sugars become unfermentable, and therefore you increase the sweetness and it's not too dry. You improve your mashing techniques because you might mash at a different temperature at different times. Harry's touched on this. He does a higher mash for a short period because the alpha amylase and the beta amylase work at different temperatures and work at different ranges. I'll touch on it slightly. There's loads of information on the internet. You get alpha amylase. If you imagine a tree, the big branches, alpha amylase breaks them off. That's like your sugar. So your sugar chains on the big trees, and the big branches come off. Your beta amylase will break down the twigs and the thinner bits. And because they work at a lower temperature, 150 to 153, you get a combined best in Fahrenheit wise. If you go slightly higher than that, you break off more of the branches, but they're not getting all chewed up, and they become the unfermentables. So that's where you get more body and a little bit more residual sweetness in your beers. So smash brewing is great to learn and improve your kettle skills with a single malt. You don't necessarily have a single hop. If you did a single malt and multi-hop, which a lot of the craft beers are going now away if you look at them, you'll improve your kettle skills and your mashing skills. And that's the two main skills that you really need to brew a good beer. It doesn't matter about the recipe. Then you can start inventing your own recipes because you can do the same recipe, grain build, just mash slightly different or boil slightly different. And because of that, you'll get two completely different beers out of the same recipe, exactly the same recipe, same hops, same mash, same grain. And because of that, you might not necessarily be going for all the specialty grains to do closing. You start to become brewing, you start to become inventive with your own recipes. And that's why the smash of, or a smash brewing is really great. Copying a recipe, that's fine. Well, when you copy a recipe from one of these top chefs and you think, oh, I'm going to pay out 50 quid for a certain spice and I'll do that because they're similar. But it's the cooking technique. Braising a steak or frying a steak or beating a steak. And what you're doing is you're doing that with your grain and your malt and your wort and your hops. So smash brewing not only gives you an ideal chance to get hop profiles with different hops, like Cascade, you've got the grapefruit, but it's very florally. Then you get the resinous pine resin from other hops. You get the berry flavour for the Boudica that I had. The citrusness, but the different type of citrusness you get with Citra, Chinook, Cascade, different types of Citra. You detect tropical fruit flavours from different hops. So smash brewing is a great way to actually improve your techniques in brewing. So the idea of the smash off, or for me, was to say, right, okay, let's see where your skills are, because it wasn't just a case of, right, I'll make a recipe and I'll smash. It's go away and research how to make one, how to take your first runnings, boil the hell out of it, while you're doing your batch sparge or or your fly sparge later, boil that down to get more caramelisation, more colour. Because if we all did it the same way, we all have very pale ales. It doesn't matter what they are, IPAs like they'll all be golden colour. And you'll get different flavour coming through by treating your grain slightly different. So even though the competition's set and people are already getting their recipes up, if you're not in it doesn't matter. It's a concept to think about, which is, how do I mash? How do I get slightly more colour out of my grain? or more sweetness out of my grain, or more flavour out of the grain, nuttiness. No. It's all about your kettle skills. So, you know, you're going to improve your skills just by doing a smash brew. And then you become the artist, you become the brew master, you become an artist and a master of your craft. There's nothing to stop you making a beer more, inventing a beer commercially better and more. Homebrews taste fresher, we know that. But you might copy a recipe or adapt a recipe. How about inventing one from scratch, because you know that I'll mash it at a slightly higher temperature. I'll take my first runnings, which is 2 gallons, and I'll boil it down to 1 gallon. And then I'll pull the rest of my runnings, my batch runnings in, or my sparge runnings in. Then I'll start to bring it to the boil again, and then I'll start my timings. And so therefore, you, like I said, you'll get the extra sweetness, the extra body. So by doing that, you might rely less on the specialty grains, and you'll be improve your skills. And then when you come to add 1 or 2 specialty grains instead of 6, you'll improve your flavours. Yeah, so you improve your kettle skills and your mashing skills. If you quite I'm not, and there are a couple other people I know that aren't as good. But if you should be a seditious note taker and log keeper, you'll know what you've done different is applied is in the flavour. If the brew comes out, you know, you don't get no infections or such. So yeah, you know, if you get a good recipe, it doesn't have to be a smash, but it can be a single malt and then a few hop additions. Try mashing it at a higher temperature slightly. Try pre-boiling the water, but not bringing it up to a boil while you're doing your batch sparge. Boil the shit out of it, you know. Actually really boil it. You can collect your second and third runnings into a sanitised bucket and throw it into the water afterwards, but you know, to caramelise that wort, pre-caramelising the wort. And so therefore you might, yes, your time might be, your brew day might be a little bit longer, but your flavours might improve. You can sense where it's good, well, by mashing at a higher temperature but keeping the boil the same. That's done that. Keep the mash the same, but then do the pre-caramelisation of your first runnings. You know, you're talking only about 8 pints, and just boil it down to 4 pints. You know, boil it down to 1 gallon. Oh, how's that affected the flavour? So brewing is not just about your grain build, your hop build, and your additions. You're also now looking at your mash. I'm not talking about the style of mash, I'm talking about just single infusion, batch sparge mash. You're looking at how the temperature affects the body, the colour of the beer. You're looking at your kettle skills. By doing it and repeating it over time, you don't have to do every brew, but you can go back to it now and then and repeat it. You'll see where your kettle skills and then when you come to do a recipe off the cuff, then you go, do you know what, I'm going to have my own beer. And you've got, you know, your hop flavours, you know how to balance them, you know how they, I want a bit of pine, I want a bit of floral, I want a bit citrusy. I want some earthy notes in there. Do you know what, hop additions and when to put them in. But you need something to carry that, and that's the beer. You need it to carry it. And that's where your kettle and mash skills come into it. And then you might hit on something which is like outstanding as a beer, not just for you, but everyone that you share it with go, that is quality beer, because it's got that complexity, but it's simplicity to make. And that's what good craft brewers do, if you notice. They don't put 50 grains in, they don't put 5. They really do only do 1 or 2 grains. And it just shows you that then you become a better brewer and then you'll probably get much better at cloning beers if you want to clone beers. I've got a thing about clone beer. If I want that beer, I'll pay for it unless it's a super duper expensive one. But then when you brew it, you're never going to get it anyhow because you haven't got the same. You don't brew it in the same volume. You don't brew it in the same conditions. You don't ferment it in the same conditions. You don't have the same water. And it's like people going out and really do add loads of chemicals to their water to get a certain water. Why? I celebrate different water. I've just had 2 West Country ales, and you can tell they're West Country ales because they're made with West Country water. Okay, Burton water's famous because it's slightly hard. I live in a hard water area. London is famous for its porters, and Dublin as well for its stouts and porters. The water you have, celebrate it. It has a different effect on your beer. You can have the same recipe. It'd be great to experiment where all of us in different parts of the UK, even in America, brew exactly the same recipe, and just to allow the water to subtly change the flavour and see which water is best for that type of beer. But it's, to me, you celebrate that. But I don't want clones, I want differences, because it's the subtle differences that make tasting beers. It's when I go on holiday anyway. In Jonah will tell you, get on your bike and you ride off down West Country or you ride up to Scotland, you taste the local beer, you can tell well the water is different, not just the flavour, because it affects the flavour. So yeah, you should celebrate your water. Was more of an idea for an opportunity, and that's why I announced it so early, was for people to go away and have a good think and read up and maybe and take on board some of what was as out there on information wise, and improve their skills as a recipe builder. I like brewing on the fly is great if it works, but yeah, you guys that got Beersmith and that, it helps you. But I noticed with Beersmith, and I noticed that when I had the trial, if I put a 60-minute boil in and changed it to a 90-minute boil, the colour didn't change, and nor did the final OG, the final SG reading. Now, in reality, if you boil wort for 90 minutes, A, it's going to be darker, and B, it's going to end up slightly sweeter. And it's also going to end up higher in the OG reading. That didn't work. I don't know why that don't work. Maybe someone can answer me that. Maybe I had the settings wrong. I don't know. They're at it again, the dogs. Anyhow, cheers. I'm on a bit of a session tonight. This is a double chocolate stout. Oh, mate. That is so chocolatey bittery. Wow. If you're not in the smash, there's something for you to think about on the things I've mentioned. If you're in the smash, consider, all the little possibilities to improve your beer. Rather than do your standard, let's smash at 66 degrees, and have a play around, be inventive. Whole point of brewing is to be inventive as well as make good beer. So that's the idea beyond the smash off. Over the next couple of weeks I won't be on YouTube so much. I've got some busy things coming up, and all will become clear later. I've got my operation on my knee, so I've got things to do before that comes up. Obviously, because afterwards I don't know how immobile I'm going to be. They reckon I should be alright for work for 10 days, but being ready for work and being ready to do other things, two different completely things. So I won't be around so much. Like I said, if you're in the smash off, there's the email. I'm going to repeat it. There is the email. Send me an email from your private email address and I'll reply back. That way you'll know where to post it. All those that are in the Smash Off, I think have subscribed. So you should be watching this. I need to get the address and all that out to you. So I'll try and get that done by mid-February, which is the time of brewing. And also, when you send your labels competition. When you send your beers in, if you can print an extra label, but put it in with your recipe and all that in an envelope, it'd be really handy, because what I'm going to do is photograph them flat. I know these should be on the bottle, nice and round. I'm going to photograph them flat and put them up on the video for the people to judge. It's easy to send an email out with each copy of each label. You can judge it on your own and then email back the top 5 in order of the labels that you like. So that's another reason for the email, and another reason, if you can send one extra label flat, and then I can photograph it properly, and then I can send off an email and then people can have a look at them properly. And then I'll do a video later. But for those in the competition, the 20 odd people in the competition who will judge the label, it'd be a great way to do it. So yeah, so send your labels flat, or one spare label if you can. Sorry, I'm eating as well. Very rude. Have a great week. Have a good weekend. I'm really busy. Brew on. And Grant, that's not a problem. And Paul, not a problem. Enjoy the caps. Hope you like them. They were sent from there, mate. No problem. And I hope you really enjoy them. Thank you very much. If you like the channel, thumbs up on the vid. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And carry on. There will be some more mead updates coming up, because that's probably the only thing I will be doing. And hopefully we'll start getting some bottling done in the meads. They've been going 9 months, most of them, 9-10 months. Well, 9 months for some, and about 7.5 months for others. So the ones that are about 9 months, yeah, we should be bottling them up soon. And the rest of them probably need a final racking, see where they are. So I'll probably do a big racking video again, and have a little tasters and tell you what I think, or what I can detect, and then what I need to do afterwards. Anyone can tell you how to make a mead, is how you adjust. And that's where the nice skill is. So that'll be the next video I expect. Look after yourselves, stay safe, cheers.